Hey girls, just going to provide you with a scouting report on Sporting Delaware after they played Skyline last week. Just as a reminder, scouting reports just looking at general tendencies. It's a guide for us to, give us a preview of what to expect from opponents based on, their patterns and tendencies of play. So who knows how the opponent's staff, is going to set them up in terms of their formation or their players. But because we played them a couple of weeks ago, we should have an idea of what they have going on in terms of their style. I make categories of this for you guys. So we look at in possession, their build-ups, transitions, and how they attack. Then it's how they defend, how they press. Um, Opportunities for us to be able to find openings, and then their restarts and any free kicks or anything like that. So we'll get started right away, and we'll just take a look at some of their build-ups. Pretty straightforward. Whenever they play out to this right center back here, she's either going to kick the ball, dribble and kick, or look to pass this to this right back here, and then she kicks. So just simple pattern that we recognize. So yes, the opponent has four here, but this gap is an area that they could potentially succeed. So we need to make sure front to back that our forwards and midfield are all creating some density in this area here. So we're just going to take a look at a couple of clips. She played it to the outside back. She looked to play forward. She's receiving it, and now looking to play into the area. And again, they want their two forwards. They're in a 4-4-2, as you know, and they're fairly direct, but they want their two forwards to get on that ball and try and turn the back lines. Just generally. So as you can see, even though there was a little bit of a miss hit, the ball drops back, and then they play it right back up to the second forward. So again, as this happens, rarely is she going to pass it back to this area here. So if it looks like she's never going to do that, then we probably want to have an added forward dropped back into that area there, so that we can create some numbers up situations. When they go to the left side, it's not which is not as often. That she tends to kick it a little bit faster and put it into these areas, and we just pick it up and then transition to attack as best we can. Again, as you see, it goes in. It gets better in the second half for them. She finds the gap, and again, you can see their line. Their lines are here, there, and 4. So 4-4-2, and they're just looking to try and create, scoring opportunities in fast situations. Same. And so now as we look at their possession, it's very similar. You can see the two forwards are starting to work their way up. So we have to be careful, whoever our right back is at that moment, or even the left back. If you jump too much, the space in behind is not protected. So as she jumped there, this space is freed up, and you can see where the other center back is. So we want to stay more disciplined to our shape unless we can win that ball. Again, as you can see, they're just opportunistic, trying to create an opportunity to get into the goal. Skyline's pretty dense, but again, area here, if we don't back up whoever the outside back is, and we don't cover, and we don't get on the correct side, and we don't start to tuck in, it creates areas to play in behind our back line. So we've just got to be aware that they're runners. Yes, there's two forwards that we have to deal with, but it's also that left-sided run where they were able to get in behind a couple of times last time we played them as well. You can see here two forwards just trying to create havoc and create chaos. So quicker to end that for us as we're playing against them. So some opportunities for us. As we notice, they don't have a very dense, organized shape. So this is their forwards, and their backs are all the way back there. So if we're able to play quick combination and play into spaces, you can see the gap in between their center back. Here, if this ball is delivered a little bit better and our right-sided player can get in behind, that would help us. They tend to get forward with the outside player, so us transitioning into these wide areas is very important for us as well. So you can take a look at that. Goalkeeper's quick distribution. You can see that they have 5 players here behind the ball now. So as that distribution happens into the spaces, we want to make sure you can see how spread out they are. This is not a bad pass for them. For us, we probably want to get it into Peace or one of our forwards, Alexis, Olivia, one of you here, so that you can either face up and then play it to the other side, or give it right back outside. Doesn't it works for them initially, but then they're there to clean it up and clear the danger, and now you can see 2v2. So even while all of this is happening, our back line has to be more organized and ready for any sort of counterattacks that come. Look at the amount of space. There is open space to play. They're hunting as groups. They're hunting, so finding the open player, then finding another open player into this area here. This is where we can find some success. Now, the next piece is how do we engage this back four because they're dropped off so far. There's going to be importance to have runs here. This midfielder for us, which could be, Stevens, uh, Lucy, Kellen, Lily, or I mean, Zoe. We want to make sure that we're able to keep control of them as opposed to play right into all of their strengths right there in that area. Quick combination, quick sequences, and how you play. When you take 3 or 4 touches against them in the build-up, it's easier for them to get numbers around you. So as you've seen a couple of times, getting down this side is success, has been successful for them. So I think we should think the same way and trying to get it down that side of the field. How they defend, you can see it's just a throw in, but now they're hunting. They're getting after it. High pressure on the ball, high pressure on the next one. So everything we do cleanly has to be, playing to teammates who have more time and space, not ones that are, marked. So one forward here, second forward here in case there's a switch. And now their midfield starts to step up as well. Pretty good spacing from Skyline here. They've just got to play it a little bit quicker. But they do get out, and now you can see how many players are beaten with these passes. So again, as our center backs are getting on the ball, as our center backs and outside backs are getting on the ball, can we play quick and break a line, or can we play quick and then break a line? Because now you'll see all the white jerseys, if they were able to get through, would be able to find all this space right here. So again, as they're pressing, best way to beat a press is to not just play direct in the air, but to play direct by putting it in behind their line of confrontation or their press. Now the space is open, very easily broken. And the next is just the next ball there. That's important. So restarts and goalkeeper distribution. I'm not going to spend any time going over corners, each corner that is on here defensively or offensively. I'm just going to touch on a couple things. You want to see, how teams set up to attack. You want to see if there's a short, and we'll show this one because they do send 2 out sometimes, and we need to make sure we send our second player if there's a 2v2. They deal with this pretty well by getting it, but they still got to service off. So there's lots of free players there. So we got to make sure we're marking up. Super important that you're looking at how they set up. Here's another potential short. They don't do it, and they serve the ball in. So when they defend corners, how do they set up is also an important piece. So if I back up just a little bit. So now you can see how they defend, how they're set up. Do they have 2 players on the post? Again, very important for you guys to take a look at to make sure that you understand how they're looking to do their restarts, whether it's a corner or wide areas or anything like that. So you can take a look at those on your own. Feel free to get in touch with any of us if you have some questions, and we'll see you guys Sunday.